Here are 5 real mysteries that remain unsolved. Deep within Romania's Transylvanian region lies a forest that locals have feared for centuries, the Hoia Baciu forest. With its unexplainably twisted trees and patches where nothing grows, earned its nickname, the Bermuda Triangle of Romania, through decades of inexplicable events. But in 1968, military technician Emil Barnea captured something that would transform local legend into documented mystery. On a clear afternoon, he photographed a distinct disc-shaped object hovering over a clearing known as the Dead Zone. The clearing itself was a biological impossibility, a perfect circle where no vegetation grew, no birds flew, and electronic equipment consistently malfunctioned. What made Barnea's case unique wasn't just the photograph, which remains one of the most credible UFO images from Eastern Europe. It was what happened afterward. For 3 weeks following his encounter, Barnea experienced intense migraines and strange circular burns appeared on his body. Local doctors documented these symptoms but could provide no explanation. The forest continues to yield disturbing reports. Visitors describe intense feelings of being watched, unexplained light phenomena, and time distortions where hours pass like minutes. Electronic devices malfunction, and some visitors emerge with inexplicable scratches and burns similar to Barnea's. On a humid night in February 1976, Kadena Airbase in Okinawa experienced something that would challenge military protocol. At exactly 2:15 a.m., every electrical system on the eastern side of the base simultaneously failed. Emergency generators, designed to activate automatically, remained stubbornly silent. Security personnel reported something far more disturbing than mere darkness. Multiple guards independently described seeing shadowy figures moving against the wind, approaching the aircraft hangars. These figures appeared to be roughly human-shaped, but moved in ways that defied natural movement. Master Sergeant Robert Chen, leading the security response team, documented finding all guard dogs in the affected area lying unconscious, despite no signs of injury or drugging. When the animals were revived hours later, they refused to enter certain areas of the base, showing signs of extreme terror. Most disturbing were the recordings from a single security camera that maintained power throughout the event. The footage showed multiple heat signatures moving through solid walls, but when the same footage was reviewed the next day, the anomalies had vanished from the tape. In July 1982, a routine Border Patrol training exercise in Death Valley turned into something that would haunt the department for decades. 5 experienced agents, led by Senior Agent Marcus Rodriguez, embarked on a standard desert navigation exercise. Only 3 returned, and their story defied explanation. The surviving agents described finding an impossible stone structure in a location they'd patrolled countless times before. Rodriguez's final radio transmission mentioned ancient symbols carved into the walls that seemed to move when viewed directly. Then, communication abruptly ceased. When rescue teams reached the reported coordinates, they found no structure. However, they discovered the agents' equipment scattered across a quarter-mile radius, some pieces fused as if exposed to extreme heat. Most disturbing was Rodriguez's logbook, recovered 2 miles from his last known position, containing entries spanning 3 weeks. Despite the patrol having been missing for only 72 hours, the 2 missing agents were never found. The survivors experienced severe memory loss about specific aspects of the incident, though they all shared the same recurring nightmare about symbols that spoke without sound. In the quiet suburbs of Portland, Oregon, a seemingly ordinary wooden wine cabinet would become the centerpiece of one of the most documented paranormal artifacts in modern history. Kevin Manis, an antique dealer, purchased the box at an estate sale in 2001, unaware of the terror that would soon consume his life. The original owner's granddaughter revealed the box's dark history. It had been brought from Poland by her Holocaust survivor grandmother, who claimed it contained a dybbuk, a malevolent spirit in Jewish folklore. She begged Manis to never open it, speaking of terrible events that had haunted her family since acquiring the box. Within days of bringing the box home, Manis experienced a series of inexplicable events. His business was plagued by unexplained equipment failures. His mother suffered a sudden stroke the very day he gifted her the box. Employees reported experiencing intense nightmares, waking to find mysterious bruises and scratches. Those who came into contact with the box reported identical experiences: sudden nightmares of an old woman in prison clothes, the overwhelming smell of cat urine, and an intense feeling of being watched. Electronic devices would malfunction, lights would flicker, personal items would inexplicably move or disappear. In the remote Utah desert, a 512-acre property would become ground zero for some of the most extensively documented paranormal investigations in modern history. When the Sherman family purchased the ranch in 1994, they couldn't have imagined the nightmare that awaited them. Within months of moving in, they experienced a series of impossible events. Cattle would be found mutilated with surgical precision, organs removed without blood, precise cuts that defied natural predation. Witnesses reported UFO sightings, with multiple family members and neighbors documenting strange aerial phenomena. The most terrifying encounters involved shape-shifting creatures. Ranch hands reported seeing large, wolf-like entities that moved with impossible speed and intelligence. Animals would become inexplicably paralyzed. Electronic equipment would malfunction simultaneously, with compasses spinning and radio frequencies distorting. In 1996, billionaire Robert Bigelow purchased the property, establishing the National Institute for Discovery Science. Teams of scientists, including former government personnel, spent years documenting phenomena that defied scientific explanation. Infrared cameras captured instantaneously. Most disturbing were the reports of psychological manipulation. Witnesses described experiencing time distortions, sudden, unexplained terror, and a sense of being watched by something fundamentally wrong. Native American legends of skinwalkers, shape-shifting entities with malevolent intelligence, seem to come horrifyingly alive. To this day, the Skinwalker Ranch remains an active site of investigation, with ongoing research that continues to challenge our understanding of reality. So that was 5 real stories. Some mysteries linger, unanswered, lurking in the dark. Just don't let them creep into your sleep.